Come friend, now lend me an ear, for a tale of Victor the Weird. He went on an adventure with he, him, and himself, and also his mighty fine beard. Now gather round, I'll tell you about this mighty beast. He may look as human, as mere as you, friend, but soon your eyes will feast upon this marvelous creature with many body parts. His one shirt may fool you, but what if I told you his chest had 4 red hearts? One mouth but 1,000 voices, one mind and limited choices. 2 handsome dice, 2 handsome dice. The audience rejoices. He's going to play D&D with him, himself, and he. Those are his pronouns, it's really profound. It's time for D&D, featuring Victor and 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 Victor. One knows who knows how many repeats. So come and sit down in an empty seat. It's time for D&Me. 2 eyes, 4 cheeks, 2 souls on his feet. 2 hands for many new foes to defeat. 1 tongue, 2 lips through which to speak, but just one but.
And put your little hand in mine. There ain't no hill or mountain we can climb, babe. Toot 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 toot. I got you, babe. Toot 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 toot. I got you, babe. Okay, campers, rise and shine, and don't forget your booties, 'cause it's cold out there today.
It's cold out there every day. What is this, Miami Beach?
Not hardly, and you can expect hazardous travel later today with that, blizzard thing.
That blizzard thing. That blizzard thing. Oh, well, here's the report. The National Weather Service is calling for a big blizzard thing.
Yes, they are. But there's another reason why today is especially exciting.
Especially cold.
Especially cold, okay? But the big question on everybody's lips,
On their chapped lips,
right? Do you think Phil is gonna come out and see his shadow?
Poxitani Phil!
That's right, woodchuck chuckers. It's Groundhog Day! Hello, and welcome. I'm Victor Rivera, and welcome to D&Me, where I play with myself. I play D&D with myself, and indeed, today is Groundhog Day, February 2nd, 2022, so 2-2-2-2. And do you think I'm going to give 2-2-2 inspiration dice because it's his day? Because it's 2-2-2-2-2-2-2 day? I sure am. So, welcome. That's exciting. That's just a lot of stuff, huh? Now I have a whole bunch of notes, because this is my show, I don't care. I have a whole bunch of notes that says, you have 2-2-2 inspiration die, like there, a bunch of other notes, so. Welcome, hello. That was fun. The theme song is produced and performed by Bradley Owens. You can find them at Bradley Owens on Instagram. The Sonny and Cher cover was done by Toot Toot. So, here in my notes, I have my green screen as pretty good as I can. So I'm missing this little corner and then like this rectangle. But it's pretty good. So I'm working on it. It's progress, baby. I didn't even have a green screen 6 months ago. So here we go. I have a lot of D&M pre-show. So part of it is also that I got another box. So 2 unboxings in 2 weeks. What are the odds? I know, right? So let's roll to see who opens this. Let's do a red one. Tipsy is 1, Onyx is 2, Rock is 3, Toot Toot is 4. That is 1.
Tipsy me! Hello. I'm going to use the little knife, which is me, because I'm little. Oh, last time I used the scissors, right? And people didn't like that. So I'm going to do it with my teeth, right? Ha 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 ha. That's very dangerous. So, little knife, because I'm little. I think I know this, but. And put your little hand in mine, because it's a little hand, and I'm a gnome. La la. Babe. I got you, babe. Let's see. Yes, good. Okay, so this is from Robert P. Wills, and he, as a little gift note, says, enjoy your gift. And I will. Let's see. Ooh, even better. Thank you, Robert. That's my favorite because I don't have to clean that. Holy cow, this is even better. So the other episode, I thanked him for Christmas. My sister got me, well, Victor's sister. Okay, I'm tipsy, but Victor's, well, I'm not tipsy yet, but we had the Tales from the Secondhand Wand Shop, book 1, and then book 2. The first is They Were the Best of Gnomes, They Were the Worst of Gnomes, and then Gnomes and Halflings and Assassins, oh my. But now we have the updated versions. We have, look at that cover. That's some good shit. Best in Gnomes and Worst in Gnomes, Gnomes and Halflings and Assassins, oh my. And then the third book, Here's Looking for You, Grim. Whoa. Awesome. Thank you very much, Robert P. Wills. Victor will let you know that we got these. Oh my gosh, that's great. Wow, look at all this. Yee! So that's great. Wow, three of the... Thank you very much, Robert. Holy cow. That's incredible. I have a great stack of D&D books right here. So, thank you. That's great. And speaking of thanks, you have toot inspiration die. Thank you, notes. Speaking of thanks, last week I released episode 7 of the podcast, and I am editing episode 8 now. And check out the podcast on anchor.fm. And speaking of anchor.fm, I want to thank Kevin Zeff, one of my classmates from middle school, who suggested that I use anchor.fm. And then through that, I'm on Spotify and Apple Podcasts now, and all the other podcasty places you get podcasts. So thank you, Kevin. It was a little scary of like, okay, I'm going to do a podcast. How do I podcast? So now, you're watching this and podcast, you're listening to this right now. So thank you very much, Kevin. It has made it amazing. So, and I'm going to record my first ad for anchor.fm very soon. So that's something I'm working on. And then speaking of episode 8, which is Stone Halls and Close Calls, I'm editing it right now. I'm just sprinkling in an hour of editing instead of sitting down and doing the whole 7 hours and taking up like pretty much a day and a half. So I'm sprinkling it out. So I think that's more sustainable overall. But re-listening to episode 8, I want to thank Ellis, one of my classmates and good friends from middle and high school. Kevin, I think he went to middle and high school also. Oh boy, I don't remember. Y'all, school was a long time for me. I graduated in 2013, which is 9 years ago. Anyways, so thank you, Ellis, because in October 7th, 2016, I let Ellis stay in my apartment in Atlanta, and then as a thank you, Ellis got me this wonderful art, which I featured in episode 8, which is me as Tipsy and Waddles. And then the art was done by, my hand. Yeah, that's my hand. And then the art was done by RK Post, and this is like the token card of it. And then I was listening to that and like, you know what? Let me do a little bit more D and research after the fact. So Ellis predicted this show pretty much because RK Post is an artist for Wizards of the Coast and Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering, which I forgot about 5-6 years later. But like legitimately, this is Wizards of the Coast artist and Magic the Gathering art as me as a gnome with my fantasy rat. So that's amazing. And then I wrote in my notes back in 2016 that RK Post printed hundreds of me as Tipsy token cards. So like I don't know if he sold them or like if he gave them away at Comic-Cons and stuff, but there are hundreds of these like official art in the world. So thank you, Ellis. Thank you, RK Post. That's amazing. So that's humongous. And then speaking of art,
Bop, bop. Well, right before speaking of art, let's go to chat. 702, my Dodie or something. My mom says, OMG, that's just perfect. Clap, clap, clap. And then Plaid Beard, hello, you son of a Gandalf. Hello, Plaid Beard. Tipsy number one fan, OMG, no way. Plaid Beard, very generous. Dodie or something. Wow. Yeah, right? So I was like, there's something there. And then, amazing. So speaking of art, here is an update for one of my friends loves architectural design in Sims. So this is our Troll Skull Manor and Tavern being built. The specifications are still being tweaked because it's not a 1-to-1 exact ratio from a blueprint to Sims, but isn't that just gorgeous? So my friend's gonna help me with the interior design and coming up with furniture and stuff. So thank you very much. And then I still have, you have two inspiration dice. Yes, thank you, Victor. So more Dean research after the fact. January, I sat down and I was like, I'm gonna do a whole lot of work for D&Me, and I have a whole lot of great work planned. February, I'm like, let's implement this. So I've divided up stuff into little hour action items. So I spend an hour editing the podcast and then an hour doing Dean research about various things. But one of the things is, you know what? Waterdeep Dragon Heist, this campaign guide, is the only D&D book I've ever read all the way through. So I was like, you know what? In order for me to be the most informed Dungeons and Dragons content creator, I should probably read the Ding Dang Player's Handbook, huh? So I'm spending an hour reading the Player's Handbook, trying to every day. And I am at page 14. So I'm getting there. I should probably read more of the Dungeon Master's Guide also, but I've kind of reversed engineered how to DM from watching stuff and everything, so they're just so loud. Ooh, that's a new flavor. It's easy for editing the podcast where I could just take out that 2 minutes of useless audio. So, also, oh no, my beard. As a side note, it's interesting because now my so Dodie or something says Troll Skull Manor, purple heart for rock. Angelito El Guapo says hello, ready for another great episode, yay! And then Plaidbeard, ha ha ha. So it's interesting because D&Me and then D&Me like the drink and then some other stuff. I want to show y'all everything that I'm doing and talking everything out because that's great fun for me. But it's all kind of bleeding together, which is great. But anyways. I've read a lot of individual sections of the Player's Handbook, so now I'm actually going through from cover to cover, and some interesting stuff that I found are... I should have tagged some of those before. Okay, so the preface says, what you need are two things. The first being friends with whom you can share the game. So that's y'all, my audience, my D&We community. So thank y'all. And then the last paragraph of the preface says, go forth now, read the rules of the game and the story of its worlds, but always remember that you are the one who brings them to life. They are nothing without the spark of life that you give them. Thank you, Mike Merles, May 2014, a D&D lead designer. I have a couple other things that I want to... Okay, one of which is this past week for just branding and on my D&Medias is I had an interesting thing. So there are, out of the 7 polyhedral dice that we have in D&D, there are percentage dice, which are pretty much the D10s, which are the 10-sided die. So there's the regular one, and then one with the extra zeros on it. So I posted on the D&Medias, I was like, okay, so you roll a percentage dice, which is a D100 a D100 and a D10 if you want to think about it like that. What is 100? Is it 0, 0, 0? Or is it 90, 0? And then there has been some controversy on the interwebs. And let me tell you about it because I thought it was fascinating. So that's why I posted it. So first instinct I had was 0, 0, and 0, the red ones, are 100 because that looks pleasingly like 100. But let us take, for example, these purple ones so that we don't get confused. All right. So on a scale of 1 to 100, you have the 0, 0 in the tens place. That makes sense. So we know for a scale of 1 to 100, we cannot have a 0. So it starts off 0, 0, 1, which is 1, 0, 0, 2, which is 2, 0, 0, 3, which is 3, all the way up to 9. So then what is 0, 0, and 0 to start off with? That must be a 10. So using that logic, a 1, 0, and then a 0 must be 20. So when you go like that, then you think, okay, 10, 1, 10, 2, 10, 3, 10, 4, 10, 5, 10, 6, 10, 7, 10, 8, 10, 9 is 11 through 19. So 10, 0 must be 20. So you go all the way up to the 90s, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, and then 90, and then 0 must be 100. That is the blue dye philosophy that people had. And when I read that in an article, I was like, whoa. So then I posted, and then people were like, yeah, because that makes sense, because if you have the 0, 0, and then 0, that must be 110. And I was like, oh, that's very interesting. But I saw that a majority of the people liked the 0, 0, and 0 as 100, which I think that looks cleaner. People just do like a 0 to 99 in that like philosophy. That's how they kind of play, because that looks cleaner. Yeah, the 0, 0, 0. And then that was neat. So that also cleans up like a 10, 0 is just a 10. A 20, 0 is just a 20. So the whole reason I brought that up is because on page 6, down here in Game Dice, it says something about percentage dice, blah, blah, blah. In this case, a roll of 70 and 1 is 71, and 0, 0, and 0 is 100. So that is what the Player's Handbook says on page 6. However, the Player's Handbook is also very good in going, or just play whatever rules you want. So, you know, I took that as like RAW, which is rules as written, RAW, RAW. So that was very interesting. And then my other thing, I didn't know we were always supposed to round down, but one of the other cool things that I was like, what the heck? So, ability scores are our 6 big boys. So let us use Tipsy. So ability scores are here, which is strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. And then you have these numbers, the big numbers, and then they correspond with their modifiers. So 12 is a 1, 16 is a 3, 10 is a 0. And I never really understood how the modifiers came out of those big numbers. So literally on every character sheet I have that little cheat sheet up at the top, which is +3 is 17 to 16, +2 is 15 to 14, +1 is 13 to 12, etc. And then the Player's Handbook says, all right, in order to figure out the ability score modifiers without using this table is subtract 10 from the ability score and then divide the result by 2, rounding down. And I was like, what? So that kind of broke my mind. Let's go through this time just figuring that out. So strength 12 minus 10 is 2. Divided by 2, that's 1. So that's +1. 16 minus 10 is 6. Divided by 2, that's 3. 10 minus 10 is 0. Divided by 2. 15 15 minus 10 is 5. Then divided by 2, that's 2.5. But round down, that's 2. 14 minus 10 is 4. Divided by 2 is 2. And then 10 is 0. So that kind of broke my mind. And that's like page 14. And I was like, dang, I should have probably read the player's handbook like years ago. But here's the thing. When you do read it, when you first play, it's really overwhelming. So I'm glad that I've absorbed 5 years of D&D first and then started to learn the specifics, because that helps me a lot. And then one last thing before we get into the game proper, my D&M revision. I've had this for 2 episodes now, and then my mind just kind of goes, when we are at the Troll Skull Manor at the end of Fey Day, and then Fey Reagan comes in and then has the confrontation and then leaves, on the screen it says 4 out of 4 Fey Day Mayhem. Because we unlocked that achievement. We've completed that accomplishment. Yes. When D&Me is written in its novel form or script or whatever, it turns out to be a video game. Oh, so you can play with me. No. Bad. We have unlocked the Fey Day Mayhem accomplishment. So there we go. And then something for chat to chew on. I like that. Something for chat to chew on during this episode. What other achievements have we unlocked so far? Of just, of 25 episodes of D&Me. Holy cow. That's almost like half a year. Is it? What's 52 divided by 2? I don't know. I'm live. I don't do... It's 26. Wow, the next one's kind of... Well, and then I skipped it. It doesn't matter. So, yeah. Neat. All right, I'm going to minimize chat because I am easily distracted with that. And that's another thing that I'll talk about later about, Twitch being a live social media. But I'm working on it. So there we go. D&M recap. What happened in episode 24, asking for help anywhere? Well, Bonnie, the waitress from Troll Skull Manor, came into... Nope. Off to a great start. Bonnie, the waitress from the Yawning Portal, came into my boys' property, the Troll Skull Manor and Tavern, and then asked for help from my boys by turning into a doppelganger, who is someone who shapeshifts and can change identities and stuff, because she then went on to explain that she is a princess from anywhere, and her and a couple other shapeshifters have come to Waterdeep to seek refuge, to seek safety, because back in their homeland, then Nowhere, the opposing forces, they are calling war, declaring war, and then it's a real bad place to where they live. So Bonnie is asking for the help from the Harpers, which is like the very good faction here in Waterdeep. And she describes that you can find the first doppelganger very easily at the theater, but then the other two are kind of hard to find. And then she left, and they kind of agreed to help her out. Then my boys slept the night, and then coming down from upstairs, then Rock and then Paige, the wordsmith, from Rock's room, which is the librarian's study, then they didn't do anything untoward. They did just nice learning stuff. And Onyx went to go pick up his bone armor. Toot Toot went down to the Yawning Portal to talk to Durnan a little bit, but to meet Ban, the Xanathar Guild informant. And then we ended the episode with Toot Toot singing Good Morning Waterdeep from Hairspray, but Toot Toot doesn't really have hair. He's a mammal, so he technically has hair, but not a lot of it. It's really stringy. Babe. I got you, babe. Also, I'm going to edit this out of the podcast, but last time it was so gosh darn noisy, my computer fan was just struggling for life because I accidentally left my email browser up and it was just minimized. So my computer was going, okay, here's Twitch. but also your email's up. But no, it's fine. I'll handle it. So this time, my email is not. So we are back. Let's see. I have no thoughts in my head about the D&Me episode. I just have Sonny and Cher's I Got You, Babe stuck in my head. Just like record playing, which is very appropriate for Groundhog Day. So, let's see. Do any of my boys do anything before reconvening at Trollskull Manor? Rock ran upstairs to work on sealanting the floors, which is sealant is a abjuration cantrip that I made up that Rock learned, which is like waterproofing and sealing something in. So there's that, and then Tipsy is and put your little hand in mine. Tipsy is he is just like down at the bar, just chewing on some jerky, and then watching Leaf continue to sketch out like the individual windows of the buildings that now are the mural. And he is just enjoying his jerky because he's been reading the Manual of Quickness of Action for the last couple days straight. So he's taken today off. He's taken today off. And then Toot Toot then walks back. He's singing to himself, Uptown Loxodon, living in an uptown world, as he's heading uptown. And as he enters in the Trollskull Manor, and looking for an ornament. That's what I am. Oh, hello. And he's just there, and he goes, okay, so I believe the first step is to go to the theater, which I love. The performance arts. That's just lovely. Tipsy, are you joining us today? And then Tipsy's just, I like chewing on jerky.
Yep.
Toot Toot. You're the one with big ears, so come here. I'm going to whisper it. I can't read another page right now because it's just so much.
Plus, I have like 3 days, to read it. So I'm joining y'all in whatever you're doing today. So hopefully, nothing bad will happen where I need to be more dexterous.
As Victor smiles. Then Toot Toot goes, yes, that is good. Rock! He yells up the stairs. Are you ready?
Just let me work, 5 more minutes on this last square.
And then Rock is sealanting some of the floor. And then you see a kind of wide shot. Hold on 2 seconds. Then you see a wide shot of the tap room, and then from the open door, then you see a shadow bleeding into the floor from the doorway, and it's jaggedy, and it's a long, dark shadow. And then Tipsy gasps, and then Toot Toot, who's staring up the stairs, turns slowly, and then you see ka-ching, 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 starting from the feet and then tilting up. Yep, that is the correct camera angle movement. And then tilting up, you see these white furred boots ka-ching, ka-ching, enter the doorway, going up. Then as we see white fur trimmed pants, then you see these almost jagged silhouettes of a like bone cage. And then we continue tilting up, and then we're zooming out a little bit to see like this rib cage, but on the outside. And you see two giant, wide dwarven hands like crunch, and all the knuckles crack as we go up, and then like kind of like a white. Oh, this is cool. Great. Good job, Bruce, the shark triton. The white Zentirum armor. Nope. The black Zentirum armor that was spray painted, then like scratched on the ground. Like, it is now stark white to match the whole other outfit. But on top of it are the bones that are like vertical, like picket fence. And it's very like, it's just a jarring image, and the camera keeps tilting, and then you see a beard with a braided beard with the vertebra sprinkled throughout, and then Onyx cracking his neck, and then like even in the back pieces of this bone armor are like femur heads poking out, and on top of all of that is also like the handle. Do I have the ding dang? Oh yeah, the head and then stock and shank of the ice anchor sticking out, making this bizarre, very angular, vertical silhouette. And Onyx has finally gotten his bone armor from all of him checking in on the bone buzzards to clean them, and then going to Steam and Steel to get it all assembled. So, bone armor. Pick up late morning of Shea 20. Great. So now Onyx will have one more to his armor class because he's earned it. So going from a 14 to a 15, my barbarian will be able to take some good hits now. My half-orc wizard and my bard are still wimpy, hefty. They're still wimpy, where my barbarian is now hefty. But there we go. And then Onyx, 5'1", which is tall for a dwarf, is taking up kind of half of the doorway with an impressive wide blockade, and then toot. Wow. You are certifiably a bone boy. And then Onyx, I know. And then he kind of turns around and then picks up this duffel bag. And then he kind of throws it into the Troll Skull Manor tap room, and then he goes over and unclasps it and then opens it up. And then he takes out these silvery rectangles, and then he goes, well, no, hold on. And then he stuffs them in the duffel bag. We're gonna wait for Rock. Oh, okay. Rock, Vision is here to wait you. Okay, hold on 2 seconds, and then 58, 59, 60. Oh, a little parentheses, asterisk, footnote. I wonder what the 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi is for Waterdeep and Dungeons and Dragons. 1 Dungeons Dragon, 2 Dungeons Dragon, 1 Waterdeep, 2 Waterdeep, 3 Waterdeep. I don't know. Chat. Give some examples. Okay. No, but okay, there we go. So yeah, think of like the Mississippi's is. And then you hear of Rock coming downstairs. And then he, oh, goodness. Onyx, you have curated and manicured your bones into a very respectable armor. That is quite exciting. Congratulations. Hey, thanks. Okay, now, since everybody's here. And then he unclasps the duffel bag again and then throws each of these silver rectangles to the other boys. And then Onyx holds up his, and it's kind of like a shapely rectangle with the curve, like the ends with the corners curved a little bit, and this hole in the middle. And he goes, just check it out. I got these for us. And then he puts it over his head, and it's kind of like a shallow mantle that is made up of silver bone hide. I got one for each of us. So this is mine. And then he shakes, and then not only does his braided beard like clank together with the vertebra, but his like armor also pivots, and then the scales for the silvery dragon kind of like, so he sounds like a ceramic wind chime more and more. It's a great aesthetic. Oh, would that be a tangible like negative modifier for stealth if every time he moves he jangles? Oh man, darn it. Because people who wear heavy plate armor in Dungeons and Dragons has the best AC, but also have disadvantage on stealth rolls because it's clunk, 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 clunk. So far, Onyx has only made the noise when he like violently shakes about. So we'll see if that ever comes up, but that's very interesting. So Rock is putting his on delicately over his like robes. Oh, ooh. And it doesn't smell bad. That is marvelous. And then Toot Toot, I am impressed that mine is so big, but the hole for the head is also big because I have very big ears and tusks and a trunk to deal with, but you've like oversaw that. You accommodated for that. That's quite impressive. Thank you very much, Onyx. Yeah. And then Tipsy, who is holding a smaller rectangle, is looking down at it. And he's uncharacteristically quiet. And then Rock is fitting his over. And then Toot Toot is like looking over at Leaf going, how do I look? And then Leaf, with two enthusiastic silent thumbs up, grins a whole bunch. Thank you, Leaf. Ooh, and we're matching, and we look like a genuine adventuring group. And Tipsy. And then Tipsy's still looking down. His thumbs are kind of tracing the outline of a couple of the scales. What? Tipsy, Oh. And then Toot Toot will roll Insight. 16 plus 3. Yes. Oh. And then Tipsy blinks hard. And then he looks up, and Onyx is like looking at him pointedly. Is it small enough for you? I had to guess the sizes. No, it looks great. Thanks. And then he looks over at Rock, who's also like leaning past Toot Toot to look. It goes over your head. It's almost like a poncho a little bit, but it's more on the shoulders. And no, I can. Okay, interesting. I will roll evens. Yes, odds. No. 5 odd. No. You know what, Onyx? This is really, really great. I like how they're all matching. Onyx. And then he looks up, and then Onyx, his eyes are narrowing and his brow is furrowing. You put it over your head. No, I got that part. Everyone else is doing it. I don't know if I would feel comfortable doing it. Why not? Well, you gave them to me. You gave me the silver dragon. I know. And I know you love trophies and bones and weird dead animal stuff. But right now, I've just been reading for a while, and I'm tired, and like I don't want to put the. And then Onyx takes one step forward. Put it on. Onyx, I would. Well, right now I'm feeling a little bit, and then another step forward. Tipsy. Put the silver mantle on. Here's the thing, and then Tipsy takes one step back. Okay, Onyx is really cool. I'm glad I gave it to you because it made you really happy. But when and then he looks up, then Tipsy looks up at Toot Toot and Rock. Okay, so we three, not you, Onyx. Okay, calm down. Okay, calm down. So us three met while we were in the sewers. We and then Onyx takes one step forward. Gentlemen, could you help? And then Tipsy kind of backs up, but he's up against the bar. Okay, Onyx. I'm trying to tell you, okay, right now? Okay, so when we were in the sewers, when we killed a whole bunch of the things, and then you killed the intellect devourer and the gazer, I met with Rock first, and then I went back with me and Toot Toot, but I met these were-rats, okay? I met these were-rats, and they looked like they needed help, and I didn't know that were things, lycanthropy, that where things that silver hurts them, and so I felt really bad when I gave you the silver dragon hide. I didn't think about that then. I don't think I knew. And the blocks of silver, when we got a lot of money, from those. And I'm glad for helping the adventuring group and stuff. But I don't know right now because I want to help them, and I don't want to do anything to hurt them. And this might hurt them. This might hurt them, Onyx, okay? So, I don't want to hurt you either, because I know, gift giving is your love language. So, I can't put this on right now. And then it's painfully quiet in the tap room. And then Rock clears his throat a little bit. I read last night about were-rats and were-tigers and were-boars and were-bears and werewolves. About lycanthropy. Yes, it is true that the only... Okay, that their damage immunities are against bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks made with non-silvered weapons. However, may I point out that armor, unless one were to perhaps charge at the were-rats in question, might not hurt the were-rats. So if we wear it as just a marker or as a uniform, then that might be okay. Is that fine, Tipsy?
And then Tipsy looks down. I don't know. This is a lot of silver dragon scales. You know? Yes, but also it is a very tangible, real effort and marker of friendship and camaraderie. It's a unifying symbol, an emblem. Onyx will roll. Yes, even, odd, no. 10, yes. Onyx. Deaf to Rock's intellectual babble. His face is red hot. He can just hear the in his head. He will use a rage. He will slap Tipsy as hard as he fucking can across the face. So that is an unarmed strike. How do that do? What do unarmed strike do? Unarmed strike is a +6 to hit. Oof. Man. Okay. 5 plus 6. Oh, okay, cool. That doesn't hit. So that's an 11 to Tipsy's 17 armor class. But does he... What's rage do again? I don't remember. Because, what is rage? Is that advantage on something? I don't think so. Oh, no. What does rage do? Fuck, I don't remember. Hey, what does rage do, Victor? Rage damage. Okay. So, Onyx just fuming backhands. And then Tipsy with, I like this, with, let's see how well. Tipsy with that same 5. Okay, come on. But with Tipsy, oh, shit. Okay. Tipsy rolled a 5, but his dexterity saving throw is +6. So kind of the beginning of the he can hear just every sound in the Troll Skull Manor tap room, and then he can hear the wind chime, the beginning moments of the Creedence Clearwater Revival song. Ding 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 ding. That's not the right Creedence Clearwater Revival song, where it's the wind chimes and then like the musical notes, and then Tipsy backs, like he ducks just in time to dodge this like log of an upper arm. And then Tipsy goes, Onyx, stop. I don't know, okay? This is great. This is awesome. It's really cool. It was even cooler before I knew that it would hurt someone I care about. And I don't really know why I care about them. Like they're rats. They're poor people. They're homeless and stinking, but they're rats. But they're like Onyx, whoa! And then Onyx will try again with reckless attack. I meant to say that right before. So that's an 11 plus 6. That is that hits the 17, and then okay, a natural 1. But he did reckless attack, so yeah, damn. And so then while Tipsy's like kind of he lowers his eyes and he's and just crack, like really hard up against Tipsy's face for 5 points of bludgeoning damage, which it
Tipsy has 31 points, so it doesn't hurt him a lot, but it hurts his face and his heart. And he goes, ow, ah! I deserve that. Hold on. I can't wear this right now. Okay, maybe we could do something like a little and then shoot. Oh boy. Okay. Onyx is also raging, so it's another +2 rage. Oh, only on strength weapons. I guess that's only on strength weapons. Yeah, I guess that. Yeah, unarmed strike. So 31 hit points brought down to 24. And then Tipsy is now. Ow. Ow. Okay, and then Tipsy is actually gonna like move out of because he can't back up anymore, so he kind of scoots around and past one of the stools to try and like arc around Onyx, and then Tipsy. Okay, so yeah, Onyx is but with all of this, Tipsy will actually make some persuasion roll or something in order to try and talk to Onyx. But Tipsy's charisma is 0, so that's not going to go well. Yeah, he's going to do a persuasion check. A 7 plus a 0. Nope, that falls on deaf ears. So Tipsy kind of. Oh boy, yeah. Oh, I'm getting anxious, y'all. Look at how face my red is. Look at how face my red is. Yeah. This is not how I thought this episode would go at all. But Tipsy tries to like curve around, but I don't think he has what I'm thinking of. Oh, shoot, he might. Okay. Cool. We're great. Okay. So as Tipsy does like scoot around, then he knows that if he does leave the melee range of Onyx, that he will trigger an opportunity attack. So he will actually bonus action use cunning action, which he can disengage, and then he will prevent the opportunity attack from happening. So Tipsy, like, he kind of scoots the stool a little bit, and then it scoots over, and then Onyx, just seeing red, sees like movement, and that stool was more movement, and then with that, Tipsy like sprints out into the middle of the tap room and goes, Onyx, this is great. No, you're awesome. I literally cannot wear this right now because it might hurt them. Okay? And then Onyx walks just beeline straight for Tipsy, and then Toot now. Ooh, okay. Cool. Yeah, so, okay, then Toot, and then Rock will get stuff to do now. Like, an opportunity to try something. So, as Tipsy disengages and walks into the middle of the tap room, still kind of backing up and then towards the door, then, oh my god, my face is so hot right now. Then Toot will use his movement, because we're kind of in combat a little bit, like walk in front of Onyx, and then Toot will say, Onyx, he appreciates it, he just can't wear it until we figure out the wear rats, okay buddy? And then he will roll for his persuasion 12 plus 8, because Toot is very charismatic. And then Onyx will roll, I mean, an unnatural 20 is pretty good. Okay. Let's just roll a dice for Onyx just because it's fun. A 17. Okay. So a still like furious Onyx is like he stops just like 2 inches away from Toot Toot and just is staring through Toot Toot. Thank you, Onyx. And then Rock. What can Rock do? Oh, Mississippi, she's calling my name. Giant fish are jumping, black water keep falling. Black water keep falling on back just the same. Go back water, keep on rolling. Mississippi moon, won't you keep on shining on? Go back water. Ooh, Calm Emotion would be good right about now. But I don't think anyone has that. I don't think Toot Toot has that. Yep, no. So then when you can hear the Onyx is now standing. You can see his shoulders loosen. He's still standing very still. And then Toot Toot. Okay. And then Toot Toot steps to the side. And then Rock is actually standing behind Tipsy at this point with his hand on Tipsy's shoulder. And then you see Tipsy like this shifting purple energy in the air that's translucent and shimmering because Rock cast shield on him just in case. So... boy, shit and howdy. Okay, so that de-escalated. With that, then Toot Toot, who just stepped away, he goes over to the small silvery mantle and then picks it up and then puts it in his inventory. Future Victor, write that down. But the 3/4 of the party that went into the forest for the trees, they are wearing silvery mantles, and Tipsy is not. Oh man, that yes, even odd no dice really threw a wrench into everything. Interesting. Okay. So with that, then Toot Toot picked up the Tipsy silvery mantle, and then Leaf, who this whole time, like, he dropped a piece of black chalk and has just been staring, and then Toot Toot, like, gestures up to him. It's okay. It's all right. We will talk about this later. In very Daryl Wilson fashion from Dungeons and Dragons. Nope. Dungeons and Daddies. Because I was trying to figure out how to... Oh, it's a story that I heard. A bunch of episodes of. Don't worry about it. So, all right. Onyx, thank you for your understanding. Tipsy, thank you for your empathy. Rock, thank you for your security. Leaf, you're just a great dude. All right. Now, in order to help Bonnie, I say we go to the theater next. Is that fine? This is... Everyone's opinion is valuable here and valid. Is that fine with everyone? And then Rock just nods. And then Tipsy, yeah, that would be great. Onyx, I'm sorry. And then Onyx, half a nod, just down. Okay. All right. So, let us go forward, and then we will bump the were-rats up the list of to-do, which is more urgent. So, all right. Gentlemen, shall we? And then... It's a kind of very fragile situation right now because Onyx is dead center in the middle of the tap room. Then Toot Toot is walking forward to be in between him and Tipsy and Rock. And then Rock, who has learned not to get in the way of stuff, is kind of backing up with Tipsy, still hand on the shoulder. And then Tipsy backs up and they all kind of exit out of the Troll Skull Manor. Oh boy. Interesting. I'm gonna... Oh boy. I don't know how to proceed because there's a lot in my head right now. So I think I need just like 3 minutes to process that. And then I'll be right back. So I'll throw up a commercial reel or something. Yeah, interesting. This is not the full intermission yet. I'm just letting things settle. Fascinating. Okay, here we go. Enjoy.
Hello. I'm the sandwich aficionado. I used to rap in college. I rapped about bread. They'd call me Two Slice. And some other things. A bacchanalia beef lust. The sweet sarcasm of maple bacon. The cobblestone Kaiser roll dusted in corn, not mutton bone, as was the custom in the 16th century.
Victor, I'm gonna have you go first. I'm gonna go around the table. I want you to keep it simple and be clear and concise. Victor, would you like to get us started?
Absolutely. Nos autem fratris transfigurabe in RSA et AES et secure anti-informis.
You guys are brilliant, and I love what you bring to the table.
Times change. Now you can set a budget and receive alerts about your progress. Times change. Now you can go online to schedule an appointment. Sweet time.
Oh, it's 8 o'clock.
Wait, for real? Cut. Sorry.
From the Atlanta Braves.
It's a baseball player. How can one baseball player do this to us? Why aren't you wearing any shoes? We have to get the punk who did this to us. Whoa!
So I got my buddy here. Yeah, there he is. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop! Oh, stop. My cash pop number today is 6.
Like, haha funny? You mean all pixelated, blurry, and cropped weird? Just email everybody and send them a new file. I'm gonna do a blacksmith workshop. This is now a hostile work environment. I'm gonna call HR. Hello, HR? Yeah, it's Rachel again. I voted for my producer because I like hot breakfasts and a crafty with fruit snacks. Decaf chocolate milk. We're gonna go inside and challenge some folks to play a new game called Flanks. If they win, I have to give them $20. But if they lose, I'm gonna drink their beer. Boy. Speaking of hostile work environment, huh? I'm back. Thank you. Thank you, Minor Illusion 42, also for following me on Twitch. Yay! That's so much fun. Yes, my mom in chat said Blackwater, the Creedence Clearwater revival song with the wind chimes. Yeah, and he built me a house and a building for toast. Oh, Mississippi, she's calling my name. That's the second mention of Mississippi in D&Me so far. So then, the chat 731 Angelito Loapo says, "Hurrah! Hurrah for Onyx!" And then 732 Dodie or something. The word picture for Onyx's armor, chef's finger kiss. Yay! Thank you. Okay, so that was gonna happen eventually. Tipsy maybe saying no, or so. That's very cool. So now they are heading into the streets. Panic in the Streets of London by the Smiths. Now we know that. But they are heading towards Bonnie told them where the theater was, because that's easier than me making shit up. Well, me making shit ups this whole bling blong show. Okay, So they are going towards the theater, and it's like just palpable. No one's making eye contact. Tipsy is on one end of the the line of group, and then it's Tipsy, Rock, Toot Toot, and then Onyx. And then Onyx is not making eye contact with anyone. He's just trudging along. And then Toot Toot unhelpfully is going, I really like mine. It's nice. And so it's, yeah, they're just walking. Then they are heading towards the theater. And when they get to pretty much the end of A Road, I don't know where it is on the map, but it's kind of like this plaza where it's an open courtyard and there's like a water fountain in the middle and a bunch of buildings. But across the way from where the boys just entered this courtyard is this theater, and it's a very globe-looking theater where it's the white plaster walls and the dark wooden supports throughout it. And then above it, it says 7 Masks Theater. And then the masks grow in size from the first one to the 7th one. They're in a row. They show different facial expressions. And let me get to my notes. You have 2 Toot Toot inspiration dice. Thank you. Yes. And then it's a nice, lively courtyard. And there's a couple people roaming through. Tipsy, who... this was not what he expected for his first day back in the group from not reading. And he's kind of like, man, I only have 13 more hours. I could have just ate it, but nope. I had to come down. And then he's muttering to himself, I had to come down and be a good man and fight for... They don't even want my help at this point. And then... then they start heading towards the theater, and then Tipsy's also noticing that the snow around. He's like, "Whoa! It's a different season now. Look at all this melted snow. Oh, I missed so much. He kind of peeks over. He kind of peeks behind Rock and Toot Toot's back to see Onyx's like new jagged bone armor, and he meets the eyes of an Onyx looking back at him, just, and then Tipsy, oh God, no, oh, that's horrifying. It's so jagged. It's like Mad Max up in here. Oh God. So it's kind of that just weird energy now. And then as they make their way, like a third of the way into the courtyard, then they see a group of like 8 city guardsmen, not in a rush, but marching in formation right across the front of, like, in front of the theater. And then yeah, okay, I was gonna roll for it, but no, this just makes more sense. And so with the marching, then you also hear and then everyone in there's a like sharp increase of noise in the courtyard, and people kind of sway a little bit. What the? And then there's like commotion building and concern, and everyone felt the earth shift a little bit. And then the marching stops, and then the city guardsmen are starting to look around, and then you hear the earth still trembling. And then my boys are looking around, confused, and you hear this earth shatter near the city guardsman. Dirt is flying everywhere, and you hear screams and shouts as this pink monster lurches out of the ground and just plows right into the city guardsman. And with that, let's see, there were 8 city guardsmen. I'm rolling 2d4s. So, okay. So this giant muscular pink blur attacked the back half of the city guardsman march rank and just is mount the giant toothy maw open, clamps around the back half of the city guardsman. So out of the 8, then 3, 1 fully fell into the mouth, and then 2 others got crunched by the giant teeth. And at this, then the 5 remaining city guardsmen kind of splinter off, run away a little bit, and then form a position around, like half a curve around what they see is chewing the other 3 city guardsmen. And now there's screams of other people, and the courtyard is emptying as my 4 boys look up and see this ovular form of this dirty pink being, this beast with floppy pink ears and blood trickling down from a leg that just gets sucked into this snout, and there's coarse hair translucent over this being, and this giant monster has like claws, like these shovel-like front paws that are scooping more bits of city guardsmen into its mouth. And you see this giant pig, this piglet that burrows in the dirt. It's probably like 12 feet long, raising up 7 feet tall, and it emerged, and with that, everyone rolls initiative.
So, boy, all right.
Just so much. I was just thrown by the Onyx and Tipsy confrontation that Piglet is spelled Piglete. So the Piglet rolls. I have 5 city guardsmen, which is a bit more than I planned for. And then Tipsy, Rock, Toot. I could have written any of this down, but I didn't. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Mayhem. And she's ready for go. My face is still hot from... I don't like Victor doesn't like confrontation, so the fact that 2 of my boys... It's okay. Now I'm just gonna try and kill a monster. That's fine. I can handle that. Where's my other one? Okay. So, the Piglet. Oh no, that's a very high number. What ding dang do I add to this? I never remember. Okay. City Guardsman. Oh boy. That's the opposite of a very good number. That's literally as low as you can go. Oh man. Funny. Good times, everybody. Good times. I will say that's okay. So Tipsy rolled a 9 plus a 3 initiative, but I'm giving him a +4 initiative, just for right now, because he's been spent the last 3 days reading a book of being fast. So I will give him that. Rock, rolls a 7 plus a 2, so that's a 9. Toot Toot will roll a 6 plus 3, 9. Y'all, this isn't good. And then Onyx will roll a 15, but he has 0 to initiative, so... Build me ready for toast. What is the actual lyrics? Because I don't think it's toast. Oh, Mississippi, she's calling my name. Oh, Toot Toot is just a little bit faster than Rock. Good to know. So, my boys' initiative order is Onyx first with a 15, Tipsy with a 13, Toot Toot 9, Rock 9, and the 5 City Guardsmen rolled a natural 1. So, okay, so at the top of this here initiative order, then the Piglet will turn around, because it rolled a natural 19, so it goes first. So it like whips its head around into the court and seeing people flee, and you can see its like long, not talons, but just like, yeah, shovels, claws, kind of feeling the earth. You can see that, like it can feel the people are running away, and then it's looking at the 5 city guardsmen in a line, facing it, kind of making this half arch, and then completing the arch is I get to draw this, and eventually I do want to draw it where y'all can see it, but I don't have that technology quite yet. So the 5 city guardsmen making half an arch, and then a little bit further back, I'll say about 30 feet, because it makes just everything so much easier, is the dwarf barbarian at one end, then the big Loxodon bard, the half orc wizard, and then with its kind of small beady black eyes, it shifts around, and then this piglet, who I'm basing it off of a bullet, which is like this burrowing creature. Bullets, their favorite food are halflings. So this black beady eyes like narrow, and then you can see the point of view where the camera pushes in, and the blurry vignette of the scene is of Tipsy going, "Oh God," and then the bullet will, because I have, oh boy, well shit, it will do a deadly leap. No, it will do this first. So shit, I didn't do this well. Okay, so then it's narrow beady eyes, it's beady black eyes narrow even more, and then Tipsy, we see kind of the handheld, like we're in that movie where it's like we're confronted with the monster and like it hastily zooms in like a camcorder, and then Tipsy, oh God, and then you see the piglet kind of like moving its head back and forth like a cobra, and Tipsy needs to succeed on a DC 13 wisdom saving throw. Tipsy's wisdom saving throw is a 2, but advantage against magic. What does that mean? Victor's footnotes. Built me around. Okay, so Gnome Cunning, advantage saving throws against magic, intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. Magic, I mean, this is kind of like a monster trait, though. It's not necessary. It's just like an innate ability. So thank you, footnote, but I will overrule that. So Tipsy needs to roll an 11 or better. And a 6. That's not good. So Tipsy is like swaying with the piglet, who's just mesmerized. And then Tipsy, oh boy. So Tipsy, like his mind goes blank, but there's a little bit of residual thoughts going around, and his head is bustled, and it's perplexed and confounded and confused, and it's trying to work out like what are things. So it's really Tipsy is in a mindful stupor, and you can say that this is a Groundhog Days. I did it. I made a whole monster encounter. I made a new monster so that I can get February 2nd, 2022, Toot Day, Groundhog Days, because the groundhog made a confusion ray against Tipsy, and it succeeded. Is this what feeling like being a proud father is like? Angelito el Guapo? Because, I mean, I've had sex before, but this feels pretty great. So, yeah. So this Groundhog Days, Tipsy's now wait. What's that song? Build me. It's not for toast. And then now the piglet, this groundhog, will do a deadly leap. If the piglet jumps at least 15 feet as part of its movement, it can then use this action to land on its feet in a space that contains one or more other creatures. Each of those creatures must succeed on a DC 16 strength or dexterity saving throw, or be knocked prone and take some bludgeoning damage and some other stuff. What does Confusion Ray do, Victor? On its turn, the target can't move, and it uses its action to take a melee or ranged attack against a randomly determined creature within range. If the target can't attack, it does nothing on its turn. Or it can't take reactions until the next... So Tipsy can't save from this, is what I am reading. Golly. Tipsy, it is not your day. You should have just stayed inside reading. Let that be a lesson to you, everybody. You should just stay inside and read. So this piglet jumps. So Tipsy automatically fails. Okay. I will say that Deadly Leap is part of its movement. Normally, this piglet has a bite action, but he used the Confusion Ray. So he does not do that as well. So Tipsy's in some real shit. Tipsy automatically fails. So roll something, Victor. Gazooks, this is good D&D. Oh golly. Okay. Shit. Plus that much? Okay. 15 feet. I will say that the piglet jumps at Tipsy and then will also land on Rock. So Rock can make the dexterity saving throw. How about that? Let me do that first. Dexterity saving throw, Rock. That is an 8 plus 2. A 10 does not make that thing. So both he and Tipsy both fall down. So, bullet right here now. Prone. All right, to both of those guys. This thing gonna eat Tipsy. And it's like Tipsy's like bourbon soaked. Just cause. So that will be, golly, this much bludgeoning. So that's a 3 and a 3. That's a 6. Oh, 2. Golly. Okay. So 3 and a 3 and a 2. That's a 6. That's an 8. Oh gosh. Okay, so 4. Okay. Tipsy is down from 24 to 16. Rock, whose health is always just in single digits, went from a 9 to a 1. So he's like, oh no, not again. Oh. Well, that wouldn't have been applicable. Tipsy couldn't have done that stuff, so. Great. Good narrative. Nuts. Okay, so with the Piglet having jumped, then Onyx next with a 15. He will go, all right, let's fuck this shit up. And angrier than normal, then you just see his muscles bulge and like you see veins appear on his forehead, and in his cocky new bone armor, then he yeah, cool, I like it. He unclasps his ice anchor from his back. He will rage. He will then go in for a strike against this Piglet. He will use Reckless Attack. Wait, can he? No, because Rage... Oh, is Reckless Attack? Is it... Oh, so it's not a bonus action. Is that right? That doesn't feel right. Because Raging is a bonus action, but Reckless Attack has to be before the attack. I don't know if it is... I suppose having black water in my head instead of I got you, babe, is better. Reckless Attack. Oh, okay. It doesn't say. Starting at second level, you can throw aside all concern for defense to attack with fierce desperation. When you make your first attack on your turn, you can decide to attack recklessly. Doing so gives you advantage on the melee attack rolls using strength during this turn, but your attack rolls against you have advantage until your next turn. So it doesn't cost anything like a reaction or a bonus action or anything. So Onyx certainly does that. He will make a reckless attack against this big old pig. And with the red die, because I have to do everything color-coded, he will attack using his Ice Anchor, which is a 15 plus a 6. What is the bullet's armor class? That is 17. So that certainly hits. But let's see if he rolls a natural 20. Ooh, a 19, which it crits for Onyx! Yeah, baby! A 19 and a 20 crit for Onyx, so that's very good. Okay, good. Good. Great. Okay, Victor. So, it does crit. So, a 19 plus a 6, that's 25 to hit. The 17 armor class is very good. Let's roll all of this good Ice Anchor damage. Okay, so 2d6... bludgeoning plus 2, just normally 1d4 ice damage plus 4, plus the 2 rage damage, only on strength if he's raging, which he is. So that is automatically an 8. So it's 2d6 plus 1d4 plus 8. Whew. I should simplify that, but you know what? Fuck that. Okay. So rolling his red die. So that's a 2, and then a 1, but I get to roll another d6, and that's a 1. Come on! That's fine. So 8 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2, that's 12 altogether. So 12 damage against this Piglet. It's not great. I mean, all things considered. So, but... Great. So with this, then the Piglet falls right in front of Tipsy and Rock, knocking both of them prone. And then with this like maw open, then Onyx runs over in front of Toot Toot just to this wall of ham and bacon. And then Onyx... looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. and then he like hits real good deep. The fluke goes in at the top, and then he kind of drags it down, and it doesn't like rip all the way through, but it takes out it takes out a good chunk. And then if there's a crit with the Ice Anchor, enemy has to roll Constitution saving throw or they'll freeze. The Piglet has a +5 to Constitution, so that's already not good. +5. What does it need to... Okay, now. Hold on a second. Hold up, everybody. This ice anchor is OP. It's overpowered. However, I didn't design it. So, my piglet rolled a 2 plus a 5. So that's 7. I will say it's a lot for one ice anchor to take out this whole pretty much boxcar of pig. So it won't freeze. It won't freeze. Like if it was just a human bandit, it would freeze. But it will do some.
I want colors. Give me a red marker. That's a pink pen. That is not anywhere close to a red marker. That is not as satisfying. My art people out there know. Okay. So, with that, there will be some, I will have like some penalties. Cool. So, Onyx will over here and then hit the piglet. Then, as he tears down, then you see this side of the piglet like kind of freezer burn. If you've seen meat in freezers too long, and then it kind of crackles. The spider webs of ice and frost radiate off of that, and then around the edges are actually like this dark blue / black like freezer burn dead skin. And next it is Tipsy's turn. So I need to use the restroom now, so I'll just do a quick intermission. Oh boy, exciting. Here we go. Enjoy my Bradley theme song again. So that's 10 seconds of silence, 20 seconds of countdown, and the theme song.
Come, friend, now lend me an ear for a tale of Victor the Weird. He went on an adventure with he, him, and himself, and also his mighty fine beard. Now gather round, I'll tell you about this mighty beast. He may look as human, as mere as you, friend, but soon your eyes will feast upon this marvelous creature with many body parts. His one shirt may fool you, but what if I told you his chest had 4 red hearts? One mouth but 1,000 voices, one mind and limited choices, 2 handsome dice, 2 handsome dice. The audience rejoices. He's going to play D&D with him, himself, and he. Those are his pronouns. It's really profound. It's time for D&D, featuring Victor and 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 Victor. One knows who knows how many repeats. So come and sit down in an empty seat. It's time for D&Me. 2 eyes, 4 cheeks, 2 souls on his feet, 2 hands for many new foes to defeat, 1 tongue, 2 lips through which to speak, but just one but.
And put your little hand in mine. There ain't no hill or mountain we can climb. Babe, toot 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 toot. I got you, babe. Toot 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 toot. I got you, babe. Okay, campers, rise and shine, and don't forget your booties, 'cause it's cold out there today.
It's cold out there every day. What is this, Miami Beach?
Not hardly. And you can expect hazardous travel later today with that, that blizzard thing.
That blizzard thing. Oh, well, here's the report. The National Weather Service is calling for a big blizzard thing.
Yes, they are. But there's another reason why today is especially exciting.
Especially cold.
Especially cold, okay. But the big question on everybody's lips,
On their chapped lips.
Right? Do you think Phil is going to come out and see his shadow?
Poxitani Phil.
That's right, woodchuck chuckers. It's Groundhog Day. Hey everybody, I'm Victor Rivera, and welcome to D&Me, a show where I play with myself. I play D&D with myself, and welcome. It is February 2nd, 2022, and this is Groundhog's Day, and I wanted that. I was very excited for that joke. So, here we go. Yay, chat is loving it. They are... Oh boy, chat, there's a lot of chat going on. I will read it real quick. So, 812, Dodie or something says, Rufus, the naked mole rat? Close. 618, built me a raft, and she's ready for floating. Oh, Mississippi, she's calling my name. 820, great pun. 820, groaner fowl, nice. Oh, that's probably with my Groundhog days. 828, ice anchor, baby. Da, 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 da. Da, da. Oh, is that I got you, babe? And then 834, Dodie or something. Groundhog Day again. Love it. Excellent. Let's get back into it, baby. Okay, Tipsy. Tipsy, are you out of this confusion ray? A target must succeed on it until the end of its next turn. On its turn, the target can't move and uses its action to make a melee or ranged spell attack or ranged attack against a randomly determined creature in range. Okay, so like him being frozen is no longer a thing, but he fell back and really, really, I will say in front of him is the piglet. To his right is a fallen rock. And then part of it is a glimpse of Onyx. So I will roll for it, and then he might hit Onyx, which, boy, would that just be just amazing narrative. So I will roll a d6. If it's 1 through 3, then it's the piglet in front of him. It's a 4. Then it's Onyx, and then it's a 5 and 6, then it is Rock. Babe. 2, okay, thank God. So, Tipsy will then attack the piglet in front of him. I don't think he can move. Can he move? Ooh, he might be able to move. The target can't move. Okay. The target must succeed or can't take reactions until the end of its next turn. On its turn. So I think... Oh, okay. This is... so I'm using Confusion Array from Reddit because then the next question is, I thought this meant the effect would run out at the end of the affected target's turn. I think that is correct because it only mentions one turn. It doesn't say just keep going. So... At the end of this, then Tipsy can move. But, oh boy, he can't move right now. So, he can't use a reaction either. He can only just hit the piglet in front of him. What does he have for that? He has his short sword, his short bow, and his magically automatic throwing knife. Well, that's more fun than any of that. So Tipsy, Tipsy will go, oh boy. And then he'll snap out of the confusion ray and go, okay, so boys, get ready for some rum-soaked pork loin. And then from just his inventory, he pulls out a Molotov cocktail, which is already lit. because why not? And then he goes, and then he'll throw it into just the open mouth gullet of the piglet in front of him. That's good. I like it. +9 to hit. Technically, since it's a ranged weapon, then it'll have disadvantage if you're within melee. I will say that he's aiming inside the mouth. Like, he's not aiming at the teeth, which are within 5 feet of him, like the front of the pig. Then he's trying to aim like into the esophagus, into the back of the throat. So I will not have the disadvantage because he is like range. So, whew. Does he have cutting action, do weapon fighting, feather fall, kitty dodge? Not really. Okay, so he will roll this. +9 though. Whoa! Yeah, baby! That is a natural 20. Natural 20 +9, 29 for the gullet of the piglet. Oh, good. So that's all this damage doubled. So 1d8 fire damage plus 2d8 shrapnel. No, 1d8 plus 2d6 shrapnel times all that by 2, and then +3 at the end. That's awesome. Yeah. So 1d8 fire damage. That's a 2, so that turns into a 4. Plus 2d6 shrapnel damage. That's a 4. And then a 4, 8, 16. Okay. So a 4 and a 16, that's 20 plus 3, 23 damage total. So Tipsy, and then he kind of, a little acting moment, right when he's throwing the Molotov cocktail and he made the rum-soaked pork loin joke, he looks over at Onyx and like is it because meat and trophy? Like he expresses that through his facial expressions. He doesn't actually say that. He delivers his very good line and then the piglet is opening its mouth even wider and like inhales, and then the Molotov cocktail just right in the back, like bounces off the uvula, and then you hear on the inside, and then the pig like rears back in pain because does anything? Sure, I'll say Onyx right there with the scar open and flash freezing. He can see some like pieces of glass just from the inside meat coming out, and as the pig is rearing up, then in a kind of morbid pig on a spigot. You see just like this tongue of flame come out of the pig's mouth, and it's rearing about. Then that turned out very good. Then Toot Toot, who is right there also. What can Toot Toot do? Let's look at your spells, buddy. Gust, Light, Mending, Vicious Mockery, Charm Person, Cure Wounds, Disguise Self, Dissonant Whispers, Sleep, Shatter, Silence, or any of your weapons, which never ever really goes well. Bonus action, Bardic Inspiration, or Cutting Words. Cutting Words is an attack roll ability check damage. I keep forgetting that that's a thing. Plus, he has, thank you, my 3 notes. I have 2 Toot inspiration dice for 2 today. So let's do something a little extra, a little spicy. What can I do? What has like a ranged spell attack? A lot of these, the piglet has to roll against. Wisdom saving throw, so there's no like real spell attack. So maybe he will want to thwap. Shatter. What can... And I thought about, like, for this fight, how can a 2/2 inspiration die do well? And I was like, oh, for animal handling. And I was like, no. Performance, persuasion, none of those would do really good. He can try with 2 daggers, but that's not really... He's not great at that. Damage roll, use reaction, spend party inspiration. Party inspiration to weapon fighting, bonus action. You know what? Okay. He will try... I want him to use these dice so that I don't forget. Is that worth it? No, he's going to do magic. He's going to do magic. He'll save him. Now I'm trying to think of a song real quick. This is the hardest part of D&Me, is thinking of a song up quick. Ooh, I like that. You know what? That might be best. Yeah. Okay. Pork, pig, big, dig. Okay. So from the 2003 children's classic movie Holes, then Toot Toot will step forward and go, "Pick it up on, pick it up on, Suey, you've got to go away from my gnome. Pick it up on, yeah." He will cast Dissonant Whispers. That's funny. He will cast Dissonant Whispers. I love this game. This is good. Ooh, I wonder if he can cast Dissonant Whispers at a higher level, because he has open spell slots. Higher level, I don't think so. Dissonant Whispers, real quick. Page 234. Pick it up on, yeah. You just came out of that hole. Dissonant Whispers. At higher level, the damage increases 1d6 for each spell slot level. So he will do it at... Yeah, he'll do it at second level. This is a well worth it endeavor. So he will use a second spell level for Dissonant Whispers to cast Dissonant Whispers. Yeah, so it'll be 4d6 psychic damage if it works. Shoot. Okay, but the piglet needs to make a wisdom saving throw, which it has a 0 to wisdom, so that's good. That is a natural 20 for the piglet. But I will use one of Toot Toot's inspiration die. I know, well, shoot, it's just inspiration. Oh? What does it? 14? Shit. So it is inspiration, which inspiration is a 1d6 for Toot Toot. I needed to find the gold 1d6 because Toot Toot's magic is gold and it needed to happen. So, oh, that's good. Okay. So he will sing Pig It Up to my piglet, and then he will see that the pig is still rearing up. and falls on deaf ears, but then Toot Toot will go, oh man, I wanted to go into like a second verse of Dig It, but I do not have that brain width right now. So he will use his reaction to do cutting words. Oh, I need a reaction sheet. Future Victor, have reactions also here so I can mark that down. Oh, well, no, never mind. Because reaction for cutting words is he can use a reaction for an attack roll, an ability check, or a damage roll. Use a reaction to spend a bardic inspiration, subtracting a die from the roll. So technically, with his cutting words, he could spend a die, and then if he gets a 6 on it, then he will he could subtract this natural 20. I'm fudging everything right now, everybody. He could subtract the 6 from the cutting words, and it'll still be a 14, which won't be enough, but he does have two inspiration die, so I'll give him 2 rolls on this cutting words to see if it works. That's a 5. Good. So this is him spending 1 of his bardic inspiration, and then this is one of the 2 days. 2 day inspiration, which is a 4. So natural 20 minus 9, that's an 11. That does hit. It reduces. Okay, cool. Neat. What a cool mechanic. That's not raw. That's not rules as written, but hey, I'm having fun. So Toot Toot saw that the dissonant whispers met a deaf ear, and then through a clever second verse that might be D&D research after the fact, then he kind of sings it, and then he clears the air because he knows silence spell also. So it kind of, the second verse shoots straight towards the piglet's ear, and then with it, it just kind of absorbs all of the squealing and creates this like wind tunnel for the dig it up dissonant whispers spell to go through. So now dissonant whispers does hit. It is 4d6 psychic damage. And the piglet uses its reaction to move as far away as its speed allows from Toot Toot. Cool. I like it. So let's roll that damage. That's a 6. Nice. 6, 5, 4, 1. That's great. 6, 5, 4, 1, 16 altogether. 16. It's taken 51 damage so far. Look at me doing quick math. And then from this, Toot Toot is right there, and the piglet, oh, neat. The piglet will actually just kind of go back its 30 feet to the hole that it emerged from. Right back actually to the half arch of the city guardsman. But as it moves out of my boys' melee range, I believe this will be a rule that I'll learn here in the next couple of weeks. Whether it moves out of the melee range if everyone gets an attack of opportunity, if they have their reactions, or if forced movement. Oh. No, I think forced movement is like if wind pushes you like out of your own accord, but if this piglet uses its reaction to move out of everyone's melee range, then Onyx will get an opportunity attack. Toot Toot just used his cutting words as a reaction, so he can't do it. Tipsy technically could, because now he has a reaction because his confusion ray is gone, and then Rock could as well. But Rock, he could use like a melee weapon. because he doesn't have any spells that I think could work for this. So let's go down the line. So Toot Toot can't do it. Tipsy could. He could throw another. Oh, I can mark that down. Oh, okay. Future Victor, on the back limited resources page, have like Tipsy's Molotov cocktails, because I have 4, but now I have 3. But it's a pain to change it in the character sheet, so change it at the end. He could throw another Molotov cocktail, or he could do the... Okay, yes, he will do the magical automatic throwing knife that auto hits, which is also overpowered, OP. But since he's prone, is that disadvantage of him throwing it? I don't know. He will just do it. How about that? So, as the piglet moves, then Tipsy's, I'm gonna slice off a piece of the, I don't know, like cut up meat joke. 15 plus, oh, well, it automatically hits. So that is 1d6 plus 3. 1d6 plus 3. That's 3, so that's a full 6. Jinx. 57 points. Where did that 16 come from? Okay, no. 57 points. The magical automatic throwing knife kind of leaves Tipsy's hand as he throws it, and it's going kind of straight for like a tooth, but then it kind of auto corrects and like gets lodged in like the upper snarling meat of the piglet, and it is now embedded in that cheek, that pig cheek. That's what some people eat, huh? So that's Tipsy's reaction. Rock, do you want to hit? Do you want to hit this pig, Rock, with a weapon? He'll sure try. Oh. Wow. But melee. Oh. Does it have to be melee? Because the automatic throwing knife. Okay, it might just be melee. So I will instead... Yeah, for a Rock, it will be melee. So he... Oh, this is cool. On the ground, he... He falls, and his back arms are like locked up as he sits up a little bit. He doesn't get up, but he kind of reaches into like a holster, and then he pulls out this bundle of sticks that all snap together as his measuring quarterstaff, and then he will loosely hit at the pig. With a 12 plus a 2. Okay, that does not hit. Because Rock is very weak. So a 14 altogether. Then the piglet, like his foot moves out of the way, and then Rock's measuring quarterstaff hits the ground right where the foot was, and it keeps reeling back. And then Onyx, this will be yummy. He will throw another... Let's do red. Onyx has adopted red as his like secondary color, like white, because as you can see, but red is like his secondary color, which is very cool. Let's see. What do you need? He needs an 11 or better. 10. That's fine. He didn't say that he would reckless attack, because I keep forgetting about that. I thought of it within a second. No, he critted on the last one, so I'll balance it out. So it reels back, and it's just moving. So that ends Toot Toot's turn, which worked out very well. Then Rock will stand up. He will do some magic. Okay, Rock, what will be best for you, buddy? I mean, it's very funny. Yeah, you know what? What the hell not? So, yeah, this is cool. So Rock will stand up using half his movement, and then... excuse me. Oh, I just thought of what a potential episode title this would be, and it's Food Fight. That might be just a little, like, skipping stone on what it should be, but Food Fight's pretty good. And then seeing Tipsy still down on the ground, and then Onyx even more furious of having missed this second swipe against the piglet, and honestly fearing for the adventuring party, like, just dynamic right now. Then Rock wants to protect his group. So with that, he will kind of reach into a bag. He will, well, his measuring quarterstaff is still out. He'll have it in his left hand. How about that? And then he'll reach down into his component pouch and just rub his fingers on a bit of fleece. And then the piglet needs to roll an intelligence saving, which is -4. Hot dog. I should have read that before. Oh, that is a natural 1. This piglet rolled natural 1 -4 intelligence saving throw, so that's a -3. So whatever this does, I'll double that damage because that's great. So if it failed, which it did, then awesome. Then as the piglet is like reeling in pain and then like actually literally scooting itself backwards, well, not really bleeding out of one side because the ice anchor kind of cauterized the wound with frost. But then the piglet is like reeling in pain and blinking its beady black eyes, and then it blinks over at the line of city guardsmen, and then blinks over at the 4 boys and the tasty halfling gnome on the ground, and then over the vision of the boys, then this 10-foot tall, 10-foot wide apple materializes in the air, blocking the sight of the 4 boys. And this apple goes and then just smacks into the piglet's head, like into the front snout of it. It's an illusionary apple because he cast Phantasmal Force at 2nd level, so only the piglet can see it, but it gets hit and is blocking the view of the boys. So that is 1d6 psychic damage of bludgeoning damage, but I doubled it because it's a good thought. Food Fight is pretty good. And that's a 6 and a 6. Double 6s. Holy cow. Thank you, narrative. That was supposed to happen. And for those of you keeping track at home, that is 69 points of damage to the piglet. So that's very good. So that was Rock's turn. And then it is the 5 city guardsmen who rolled a natural 1. At 8:35, Dodie or something says, "Ice, ice, baby." Ding, ding. Oh, ice anchor, baby. Ding, 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 ding. Toot, 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 toot. Whenever Toot Toot sings a song, then I try and have Toot Toot as the I try and have Toot Toot say Toot Toot as the like backup onomatopoetic lyrics. So, now it is the 5 city guardsmen's turn, and the piglet kind of backed into their range, and they will do 5 5 spear attacks because I'm using the guard build. So they all have spears, and they will all try to do 2 hands for a melee attack. So let's roll 5 d20s. Oh, I have 5 d20s right, man. 6, natural 24. Plus 3, 9, 7. So that natural 20 hits. And made up for all these really bad rolls. So literally only one of those hit. That's a 9 plus 3, 12, and an 11 plus 3, 14. So literally only the natural 20 hit, which is fine. So that is a 1d8 times 2 plus 1. 1d8. Okay. An 8, though. So 16 plus 1, 17. Oh, wow. Cool. No, that's not right. Oh, cool. 69 plus 17, that's 86. 69 plus 17, 86, yeah. Hold on a second. I'm going to do quick math real quick. No, you know what? Things are rolling. Let's go. Fucking city guardsmen. Out of 5 of them, only 1 hits. Weak sauce. So it is back up. Oh, and you're going to pay for it. Back up to the piglet. So this piglet, you dumb shits, will snap its head over to the only, so the 5 city guardsmen with the spears, only like the middle one in the line got a good dig with its spear into the other pig cheek, and it went in deep, like it crunched some jawbone underneath, and the piglet turns and will bite. I don't want to do this. Five times. Okay, I'll roll a 20, a d20 to let it determine. With a 16, 5. Okay. But, so, I don't know what I'm doing. My brain is getting fried right now. Like fried bacon. Fucking fuckers. Okay, so with a 16, I will say that since it's so close to death that I was going to have like a 1 through 5. No, that's not right. A 1 through 4 is just 1 city guardsman. A 5 through 8 is 2 city guardsmen. But a 16, but divide that by 2. So 1 through 8, just 2 city guardsmen. So it lunges out, and the 2 city guardsmen on the left at the end of that line, they get chomped. So let's see if 8 plus 7, that's 15. What is... Hey, no! Cool. So the guards have a 16 armor class, so both of those 2 guards with their shields also kind of bat away the old year last and bat the pig from chomping on them. And because now the piglet kind of wants to run away, and it has the movement since it's the top of its turn, and it can do a reaction to run. It can run 40 feet or burrow 40 feet. Let's say it starts to burrow, like, since it got parried then it'll start to just burrow kind of back into the hole that it came out of, which the city guardsmen don't like. So I will say the other two city guardsmen get a attack of opportunity on him. Not the one in the middle who critted, and not the two who just parried off, and they both whiff with a 10 and a 4 plus 3. So the bullet is starting to run away, but it's not looking great. And then my baby bone boy, furious now, does a very cool no, and then Onyx will run towards the piglet and kind of jump, and then reckless attack. So he will like do the cool jump up, and then with his ice anchor, like have his legs curled up underneath his ice anchor root, then hit at the piglet trying to run away. And that is a 5, no, but he rolled recklessly. And that's a 13. I think that hits. 13 plus 6 is 19 against the bullet 17. Yes. Excellent. So, what was all that bullshit math I did earlier? Plus 8 for that 2, that 4, and that 2. And then I rolled. Okay. 2d6. 5 and a 2, 7. And then 1d4 for ice damage. 4, 11 plus 8, 19. 19 on top of all of this. Perfect. So, with this... And then as Onyx lands with the ice anchor just fully embedded into the back of this burrowing pig, then the dust settles, and then you hear as the piglet is now unmoving, and everyone kind of Tipsy gets up, and Rock helps Tipsy up, and Toot Toot comes forward. The 5 city guards like pick up their spears. Oi, thank you. Onyx just huffs in that direction, and some more dust. And then the city guard, what the hell was that? And then Onyx gets this, and then he looks up at the city guardsman and goes, dinner. And with that kind of, we're out of combat and everyone's okay. Well, except Rock. Oh, Rock. Well, the piglet was moving away, but he has 1 hit point, so he's, I am good. This is my new normal. It's fine. And then people are like helping on. Toot Toot goes up to offer to help Onyx go down, and he goes, no. And then he kind of goes towards the front end of the reburrowing piglet and kind of looking around, but the head is like buried in it, and he's like, wah, because he can't see if there's like any tusks or anything to get. And then Onyx, and then it starts kicking the raised flesh of the spine underneath the piglet, and then you hear as some vertebra snap, but and he's like, oh, wait, hold on a second. And then he will try and roll the animal handling and survival on Onyx is both a +4. So while everyone's kind of crowding around, then with the killing blow ice anchor. This is very silly. It's too big for you, Onyx, but he'll roll with an 18 plus 4. Okay. God damn it. No, Onyx, stop getting... No, this is good. So he will, like, his frustration and kicking at the spine then shifts to, wait, hold on. And so he's starting to use the ice anchor to, like, dig out a swash of the back. But everyone else is kind of coming up towards the back end of the piglet. And then from behind, because we didn't get really sense of it before, it's like a minivan size animal monster burrowing away. And then you can see now, like, even though there's splotches of dirt all over its back, then you can see branded on its backside is this large, like maybe 3 foot long, curved symbol, with a line going through it. And as everyone kind of closes in, then Rock, who, I'm still fine. Maybe, mage armor, just real quick. So he casts mage armor on himself as he gets up there. He could try and heal, but that's fine. And he looks up. Oh, Toot Toot. And then Toot Toot goes, I see it, Rock. And what this brand is, it's a curving S going down and then a line straight. But what's notable about it is that at the top of this curving S are 2 eyes and a forked tongue and then 2 wings sprouting out it. So this is one of the black-winged serpents of the Zentirum, or the Black Network. And so Toot Toot looks over at the city guard and go, do you gentlemen recognize this symbol? And then one of them goes, oi, yeah, it's Zentirum. That's not good. How do they get this giant thing? I don't know, but that's not great. Gentlemen, Rock. And then Toot Toot goes over and then, like, puts the giant Loxodon meaty hand on the bent over half orc who is just catching his breath. Oh no, I'm fine. And then Toot Toot casts Cure Wounds on him, which is 1d8 plus 3. 8. Okay, he fully heals. That's good. And then Rock, who was bent over, really struggling to catch his breath, just straightens back up. And I am very good to go. Thank you very much, Toot Toot. You're welcome. Gentlemen, we have an appointment there, and he points to the theater. Can you take care of this? You saw as much as we did, and we don't want anything to do with this. You can take the victory. How about that? And then on the back of the piglet, then Onyx goes, no, wait, hold on a second. As he's trying, but, well, hold on, I say that, but he has ridiculous strength with a 14 plus goddamn 6, which technically has advantage when raging. So let's see if he's still raging. Evens, yes. Odds, no. 5. No, his rage has failed. The shock of, wait, hold on, of finding this very big trophy, kind of like a cold ice shower, got rid of his rage, and he's trying to lift the partial vertebra that he flayed right now is still connected to the spinal cord, and it's very big. It's as big as he is, and he's kind of tugging at it, and it's moving, but it'll take a lot more effort. And Tutu's like, Onyx, please get down right now. Onyx. And then as Toot Toot and Rock and Tipsy head towards the theater door, then Onyx, fine! And then he jumps off and then trudges over to the stupid theater, to the door. And at this point, the courtyard like since the dust settled, then at every alley entranceway, then you see like curious faces peer out, and like windows and doors are now open, and people are bravely like stepping a couple feet into the courtyard, then waiting for the piglet to move and see that it doesn't, so they continue on in, and now there's a huge crowd growing, and at the theater entranceway, one of their doors are open, and you see a average height gentleman with real salt and pepper hair streaked through it, and he's like got a full face and like a salt and pepper goatee kind of dealy, and on top is thinning, and he's a larger man. He's got a rotundness to him, and he's kind of like in like some frilly brown robes, and he looks out and, my God, that's extraordinary. You boys did that. That's fantastic. What is the name of this group who felled this mighty beast? And then Toot Toot, who's walking up, we do not have a name yet. And then this gentleman goes, you don't have a name? Well, you should call yourselves the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. And Tipsy's face brightens up, and Toot Toot, that's actually, I think, the best name we've had so far, but I don't think we can use it. Oh, shame. Gentlemen, how can I help you? And then Toot Toot steps up and goes, hello, sir. We are here. That was a lot, sorry. We found this prop on the outside of the theater right before we came in, and we just wanted to see if it belonged to any of the actors within. And then he reaches into his pocket and produces the gold dragon, this hourglass-shaped coin with a purple opal inside of it. And he shows it to this gentleman. And this gentleman looks down and his eyes widen. And he looks up at Toot Toot and then over at Rock and Tipsy and Onyx. And he goes, ah, yes, I know this very well. And then he takes out from his deep within his robes the same coin, and he holds it up and he goes, you may call me Sheen. And with that is where we are going to end the episode. Boy howdy, that was bonkers, huh? I'm drained. That's a good show of... Okay, I used one of them. Hey, guys, I used one of them. Oh, you can't read it, but that is a note that says you have 2 Toot Toot inspiration die. So I used one of them, but Toot Toot, he did a good Dissonant Whispers. He used one, so. I am drained, but that is the sign of a good D&Me episode. Let's see. Chat says, just 921 Angelito El Guapo says, Sean Connery, good. Sean Connery, good. Sheen, in this case. Alex Trebek. Yeah. So, that's great. Ooh. Ooh. Food fight is pretty good. Let's see. Let's go to my outro page. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Victor Rivera, and this is D&Me, where I play Dungeons & Dragons by myself. I stream live on Twitch at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday nights, and then I throw up the video on YouTube mornings, Thursday mornings, so tomorrow morning. Tonight's episode will be up February 3rd, and then next week's episode will be February 9th. Poof. Okay, great. So 3rd, 9th. And then my outro is that my boys roll to see who bids you adieu. So since we're back at the top of the order, Tipsy is 1, Onyx is 2, Rock is 3, Toot Toot is 4. 1, Tipsy.
Hey, everybody.
We really hammed it up. No, that's bad. As soon as I thought of it, it came out. Let's see. I don't eat pork. No, I do. What's a pig pun? We really staked it to him. No, that's more like vampires. I don't know. I kind of feel bad about Onyx, but I mean, that's what. No, it's fine. Pig, hog, Sue. Hey, man, Suey. So, I put your little hand in mine, and it's something and put your little hand in mine. There ain't no hill or mountain we can't climb, baby. Blah, 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 blah. I got you, baby. Good night.